It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm at the Frankfurt airport. Just went through baggage and security. About to get to my gate. It's completely empty in here. There was 100,000 people at the bag check-in, and now no one in the actual airport. I don't understand. About to get on this flight. Leaving Germany, I would be flying to a country I had never been before. Brazil. For the next 3 months, I would be living in the city of Coritiba, where I would be joining the defending national champions, the Coritiba Crocodiles. Being one of the founding teams in Brazilian football, this organization has a long history of winning and success. For me, it was an honor to join them on their pursuit of the next national championship. Continuing their success from the 2022 season, in the 2023 state season, they easily went undefeated and dominated in the state championship. So it's a cold and rainy day in Coritiba. We're gonna be heading north this weekend to the next state up, which is called Sao Paulo. It's also the major city you've probably heard of, but the state itself is also called Sao Paulo. It's gonna be my first match with the team here in Brazil. They've already played 2 matches so far in the national season, so this is gonna be my first chance to play with them this year. I'm really excited. It's been 2 weeks since I had my last match in Germany, so I've had 2 weeks to get here, get through jet lag, adjust to the new surroundings, and start building chemistry with the team. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting weekend. It's gonna be a long travel. We've got a 10-hour drive today, then we'll spend the night the next 2 nights, and then we'll play on Saturday. I'm standing here on the field where we're gonna be playing the Moura Lacerda Dragons in a few hours. Today it's a Saturday. On Wednesday we left from Coritiba to another city where we spent the night on Thursday night and Friday night. This morning we drove the extra 2.5 hours to get here. We just had lunch as a team. Phenomenal lunch. I think it's probably the best pregame meal I've ever had. I think Brazil kind of stole my heart and my stomach. Last night I also had a barbecue with some of the players, and that was also top notch. So big shout out to those guys for treating me well. It's about 95 degrees today. It's gonna be a hot one. We have a big expectation to win by a lot of points. We're about to get changed, get ready for pregame, and get the show on the road. Like I said, we wanted to win this game by a big point differential. In this league, the way the seeding works for the playoffs is by point differential between our group and the other. We would need to win this game by 54 points to be even with Galo. The playoff seedings are important because that would determine who has home field advantage for the championship. We won the coin toss, so we decided to defer to the second half option. That would mean the Croco defense would take the field first. The Dragon offense would struggle on the first drive, incapable of completing a pass. That meant they would punt the ball. Now, something funny about Brazil is I don't know if they check the kicking ball, because this guy rockets a 100-yard plus punt. There's no way that's a regulated football. Coming onto the field for the first offensive drive of the game, I had a lot of things going through my mind. Only arriving 2 weeks before, I only managed to make 3 trainings with the team. So for me, this was a big challenge to learn the offense, learn the play call signals, learn the language enough to communicate with my teammates, as well as even just know their names. We didn't manage to get a first down, but luckily we pulled a quick one and we executed on a fake punt for the first down. This would continue the drive. This would be the first deep shot of the day, just off of the fingertips of the receiver. Their defensive ends were doing a great job of getting pressure on the edge, so here I just step up, I see a lane, and I go for it. Unfortunately, I fumble here. Luckily, I have a few linemen who are chasing me down, so we recover the ball. We followed up that play with a speed option. I see another lane, so I take it. The defense was putting a lot of guys in coverage, and therefore the defenders left to protect the run. We just had better athletes. On 1st and 10, I scrambled for a 9-yard run. We would follow up 2nd and 3rd down with passes, leaving us with 4th and 1. We bring in our big running back, but unfortunately it gets stuffed. You can see here I'm talking to the ref trying to get forward progress, but they weren't having it. Back on defense, and our guys are just shutting it down. Up to this point, our defense has yet to allow a single point on the season. With a quick change of possession and back on offense, we start to establish the short pass game. We catch a quick out and then a shallow cross over the middle. And at this point, finally, I would catch a quick slant right over the middle, and our guy would take it the length of the field. This felt good to get my first touchdown in Brazil.
Agora a conexão foi feita, ele vai embora, senhora! Senhora! Volta aqui, senhora!
As I said, with such a huge emphasis on scoring points on the day, it was nice to finally get some on the board. With another quick change of possession and back on offense, the first thing we try to do is attack deep. They're in tight coverage, and the pocket starts to collapse, so I step up. I see space and I take it. I end up going sideline to sideline, stiff-arming a few guys here and there. My coach decides to pull me for a quick breather and subs in the other quarterback. On his second play, he throws a quick slant to the outside, and our guy takes it the distance for the touchdown. From here, the Dragon offense would start to cook up. They start to attack the middle of the field where they find a weakness. They complete several passes and they work themselves into the red zone. Unfortunately for them, our defense came to play. As I said, we've got one of the best defenses in the nation, so it was only a matter of time before they created a big play. And that they did. We got the interception and we would gain possession of the ball again. From what I know, the Crocodiles have always had a dominant run game. You can see here a casual inside zone turns into a 40-yard pickup. But we go back to throwing deep shots, and frustratingly, I throw my first interception on the day. It was 3rd and long with a one-on-one situation. Both the receiver and the defender come down with the ball, but the referees give it to the Dragons. After a quick change of possessions, we get the ball just before the end of the first half. The goal here is to get as much yardage as possible, either to score or to hit a field goal. With just a few seconds left in the half and out of field goal range, we take a shot deep. Unfortunately, the pass goes deflected. Coming into the second half, you want to clean up all the mistakes from the first. So initially we start with some short range passes, but again we get another all verts call. I throw my second interception of the day. Again, super frustrating. Just a few plays later, the defense causes the offense to cough up the ball, and we get possession basically where we had just left off. Coming into this possession, we were determined to get into the end zone. We started off with a speed option, which our running back took for a first down, followed by a scramble play where I decided to tuck it and get upfield. I thought I was going to break away on this one, and if it weren't for this last defender, I think I would have ended in the end zone. Next up was a halfback draw for our power back, Francelino. He rumbles his way inside the 10. Here in the red zone, we called a tunnel screen to the outside receiver. He makes a super athletic catch, does the work, and gets into the end zone. We would start the next possession with another successful run, but then returning back to the deep passes, we had a miscommunication between myself and the receivers, so the 3rd interception on the day. This was super frustrating because compared to my German season that I had just finished, I played 10 games and only threw 5. To throw 3 in one day, very disappointing. If I were to give my synopsis on why that happened, it would be from lack of chemistry between myself and the receivers, as well as the pressure to keep going deep. After a mishandled punt return, the Dragons would regain possession inside the red zone. They would have multiple attempts at scoring, but our defense would not allow it. Coming into the last drive of the 4th quarter, my coach decided to rest me and sub in one of our other quarterbacks, Lucas Mendez. As through the majority of the game, the run game was still successful late in the 4th quarter. Our veteran running back Bruno was able to pop off another 40-yard run, putting us in good field position. Although the run game was highly effective against this defense, with such little time left on the clock, we had to throw the ball. Unfortunately, we went incompletion after incompletion and then an interception. Luckily, that interception was fumbled. We regained possession, but again, a few more incompletions, and that's how we would finish out the game. Just finished my first game in Brazil. It was a pretty good game. We won 21-0, but it's bittersweet because we were coming in with high expectations. We wanted to score a lot of points. Unfortunately, we only put 21 on the board, so that affects us in the playoffs for seeding. That's okay. We're going to be 3rd seed after this game. We're going to take a shower, get on the bus. We got 12 hours to ride back, and there's a lot to learn, a lot of game film to watch, a lot of chemistry to build. Yeah.
First time I ever used a knife to cut my ankle tape. That's Brazil.
After the game, we went to this really cool Brazilian all-you-could-eat restaurant. Again, Brazilian food for me, top notch. From there, we would take the 12-hour bus ride trip through the night and arrive back in Coritiba on Sunday morning. Sunday night, we got to celebrate one of my teammates' birthdays, so it was a great time for us to celebrate the win and have a good time.